At the peaceful seaside home of the Lake family, life is calm. Mary, the matriarch, is a multitasking ninja. Dad James is always busy doing nothing. Uncle Desmond is adorably lost in time, maybe literally. Kit Kat is the hippie daughter who looks like she just stepped out of a 70s music festival. And Tim, well, Tim is the shy, awkward son who somehow always picks the wrong moment socially. Every New Year's Eve, it's tradition for the family to throw a party, packed with glitter, relatives, and secondhand embarrassment. And it's at one of these parties that Tim ends the night not with a kiss, but with a handshake. Yes, he becomes the only man in history to accidentally friend-zone a girl during the countdown to midnight. Hungover and full of regret the next morning, Tim is called in for a serious talk with his dad, and James drops a bombshell. The men in the Lake family can travel through time, but only to moments within their own lives. No stopping Lincoln's assassination, no erasing raisins from existence. The method? Surprisingly low-tech. Step into a dark space, a closet works, R.I.P. Narnia. Close your eyes and think of the moment you want to return to. Thinking his dad has fully lost it, Tim gives it a try, and voila, he's back at the New Year's party. This time he avoids knocking over the table and, yes, gets the kiss. He returns to the present with the look of a man wondering, what else in this mess of a life can I fix? Now, inspired by his newfound ability, and with strict rules not to use it for money or power, Tim decides to use time travel for the noblest goal, finding true love. Enter Charlotte, the stunning blonde cousin of Kit Kat's summer girlfriend. Tim's brain basically melts the moment he sees her. Trying to impress her, he turns into a British version of an American Pie character, spills sunscreen, says weird stuff, and rewinds time to fix things. Spoiler, he just makes it worse. Charlotte, already halfway to the land of no interest, gently rejects him. When he rewinds to confess earlier, she says, "Ask me again on the last day." On the last day, she says, "You should have asked me sooner. Classic wasn't meant to be." Heartbroken and self-esteem in shambles, Tim moves to London and moves in with Harry, a grumpy playwright who yells more than he breathes. After 6 months surrounded by suit-wearing dudes, Tim ends up at a restaurant called Dolanir, a blind dining experience with a 90% chance of spilling wine on someone. That's where he meets Mary, and even without seeing her face, they connect instantly. Everything's perfect until Tim rewinds time to help Harry's play opening and accidentally erases his first meeting with Mary. Total panic mode. Tim searches all over London and finds out Mary loves Kate Moss. So naturally, he camps out for a week at an art exhibit just to accidentally bump into her again. But when he finally does, Mary's already dating someone else, Rupert.
Tim finds the exact moment they met and does what any hopeless romantic with time travel powers would do, stops it from ever happening. Result? Tim and Mary go out for dinner and end up spending the night together. Their first time in bed? Awkward disaster. So he rewinds and replays it again and again until he nails it. Turns out he learns very fast. Months go by, life with Mary is bliss. They move in together, love grows, and at a reunion with Charlotte, yes again, Tim realizes he's truly over her. Even when she throws a little flirty test his way, he turns her down and runs back home to Mary, proposing with a boring first attempt and a sweet do-over. Wedding? Check. Baby on the way? Check. But of course, life isn't all rom-com fluff. At Posey's birthday party, their daughter, Kit Kat crashes her car after a fight with her toxic boyfriend and one too many drinks. Tim tries to save her by going back and preventing the whole thing, but that rewrites time and now he has a different child. Frantic, he undoes the change just to get his Posey back. Moral of the story? Never change anything before a kid is conceived, unless you're cool with surprise children. Honestly, it's almost as confusing as Tenet. Let me know in the comments if you want a Tenet breakdown too. With family support, Kit Kat decides to change her life herself, leaves the jerk, and ends up with Jay, a decent guy. Tim, now a dad of 2, is deep in diaper duty while juggling minor disasters with time-hopping band-aids. But then comes the hardest truth of all. His dad is diagnosed with terminal cancer, and no amount of time travel can fix that. James, wise as ever, shares his best advice. Live each day twice. First as normal, then again, but really paying attention to the good parts. Tim takes it to heart, becoming more present. But he keeps one secret. Every now and then, he goes back in time just to hang out with his dad. Until one day, Mary wants a 3rd child, and Tim knows if he agrees, he'll lose access to any time before the 3rd kid's conception. Meaning, goodbye forever, Dad. So in his last visit, Tim and James play ping pong one final time, then travel back together to Tim's childhood, just the 2 of them, running along the beach. After that final goodbye, Tim keeps living, with Mary, Posey, and the 2 younger siblings. Kit Kat builds a family with Jay. Life becomes wonderfully ordinary. Messy breakfasts, kids screaming, chaos, and love. And one day, Tim makes an extraordinary choice. He'll never time travel again. He'll live every day as if it were the 2nd time, not to fix things, but to appreciate them. And the real magic of this film is every time travel scene was done without special effects, just clever editing and heartfelt performances. Because the true power of the story isn't in the time travel, it's in the emotions. So what about you? If you had this power, would you go back to fix your mistakes or relive the best moments? Tell me in the comments. I love reading them. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.